Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about PvP tips. And these are going to be things that I've implemented that have helped me out in the long run, and hopefully they'll help you out. We're going to be talking about strafes and the different types, clicks and the different types, combos and what they look like, block placements, W tapping and what that looks like, and being tricky. Because I'm going to tell you now, PvP and when it comes to like Bed Wars and Sky Wars, you gotta be tricky. Doesn't matter. You could be the best PvPer in the world, but you can get out tricked by someone that knows this stuff a little bit better than you. And I'm gonna be leaving a video link after each one, just kind of showing you what it looks like. Alright, so the first thing actually we're gonna talk about is aim. Now, everybody's gonna be like, oh my god, you're talking about aim. Yes, no, that is a very serious thing with PvP. I have met some folks that I'm just like, where are you aiming? What are you looking at? I'm behind you. I'm not there. No. So, if you can't aim, do that first. Just do yourself a big favor and do that first. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is strafing. You got three types of strafe. You get the soft strafe, the hard strafe, and the three-dimensional strafe. And strafing is just where you go at your opponent at different angles to kind of confuse them. So, the soft strafe, you hold W and D, or W and A, and you kind of alternate between them. And you sort of go at an angle around your opponent. And strafes. Strafe. Next thing up is going to be the hard strafe. The hard strafe is where you're going at your opponent and then you immediately let go of W and then you just use D and A, and of course you use your mouse to aim at your opponent. And then every once in a while you'll want to tap your W key to kind of make sure you don't go outside your combat range.
Huh?
Wait a minute!
Oh, we got a cheater! Next up is the three-dimensional strafe. That is where you kind of get a little tricky with it. And that's where you, if you can time it right, you'll jump on a block or go underneath your opponent and hit them and kind of confuses them that way. Best way I've learned is using stairs or placing a block, jumping on that block and jumping over your opponent while hitting them in the air. That's a little bit more of an advanced technique. I would say practice the other two first before doing that. You think that's going... Alright, so you've got your four types of clicks. You got your single click, your jitter click, your butterfly click, and your drag clicking. So, single click, you know, it's your normal kind of clicking. Jitter clicking, I can best explain it like, have you ever had that yawn and a stretch at the same time when you first gotten up out of bed and you just like, you start spazzing out? It's like that, but on your mouse. Next up is your butterfly click. It's where you use two fingers and you alternate between them and you click your mouse as fast as possible. I usually get about 12 to 15 clicks per second when it comes down to that. Alright, so the last one is drag clicking. Drag clicking has a special place in my heart, and whenever I mean in my heart, I hate it. So with drag clicking, all you need is like electrical tape, some Sharpies, do a zigzag motion on top of the electrical tape, place it on your mouse, let it dry, and use a medium to light touch, and you'll be drag clicking. The best way for people to be able to drag click is to make sure that your mouse can double bounce. You've got the model. I've got the glorious Model 02, and it can double bounce, and the bloody A7 I know can do it. So look into that if you're really wanting to learn how to drag click. Also, a really good person to watch is Lionheart 4D. That guy drag clicks all the time. The only way I'd be able to get him is if I was able to get him in a combo with a strafe and he just could not keep up with the strafe. That's pretty much the only way. That's how overpowered drag clicking is. But it's also like cheating. So if I see you do it near me, I'm sending you to detention. Seriously, don't. Oh, as a little deterrent for people to learn to drag click, I guess you could say, if you do it on high pixel and you left drag click, you will get banned. So if you like high pixels stuff, don't left drag click. You can right drag click, don't left drag click. Next up is combos. Combos is where you're able to hold the person in the air, basically, and they can't reach you. And then that's going to go into our next thing. Hello. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is W tapping. W tapping is where you hit the person and then you either release or let go of it at the right time, and you sprint back to them, and you just kind of keep doing that motion, and you're hitting them at the same time, and it just keeps them up in the air, and it keeps them from hitting you, and you can hit them. Next thing is block placement. So block placement is a really good way to break someone's combo. So when you're in the air and you're like, I can't hit him, place a couple of blocks in front of your opponent, like 2 blocks in front of your opponent. That way they have to hit the block and it breaks their combo. The next thing we're going to talk about are crits. And crits are where it just gives you more damage per attack and can help you out a lot if you get really good at it. All it is when you jump up and you're on your way down, swing at them and you hit them. You'll see a little stardust animation around your character or around the other character, depends on who gets hit with the crit, and then you know you've successfully done a crit.
That's just an interesting fact.
And the last thing is be tricky. Use your environment. I've seen people not even hit a person and win in PvP because they'll take shears, destroy the block in front of them, jump over it, and then place 2 blocks behind them, and the opponent hits those 2 blocks and falls into the void and dies, and then they lost that battle. Is it honorable? No. But who cares? This is war, baby. War!